I'll be going through the answers quickly, so make sure your course book is open and in front of you, and please stop and rewind the video as you need to. So, got your book open in front of you? Are your answers in capitals? Want to know why the answers are the answers? Then let's go. For question 17, we've got to have a look at the language pattern before the gap. If we have a look immediately before the gap, we can see an adverb. Adverbs modify adjectives and they modify verbs. Also, if we have a look before the adverb, we can see be. Now, very commonly we come across the be plus adjective structure, and that's exactly what we need here. So if we have a look at the stem word, it's use, which gives us two adjectives, useful or useless. Which one is correct given this particular context? Useless. For question 18, it's the language pattern before the gap that gives us our clue. To do it. And the question is, how did they do it? Well, if you ask how they did something, then you're asking for an adverb, which makes sense because adverbs modify verbs, in this case the verb do. So how was it done? It was done successfully. For question 19, just before the gap, we've got an adjective, and just before the adjective, we've got no. Both are great clues that we're going to need a noun at some point, and that's exactly what we need here. No formal what? He was given no formal training. For question 20, there are two clues that tell us that we need a noun in this gap. First of all, we've got an adjective. Adjectives modify nouns, and we don't have the noun. Also, before the adjective, we've got a personal possessive pronoun. Possessive pronouns always need nouns. You have to own something. In this case, his first choice. For question 21, once again we've got an adjective, but we don't have the noun to which that adjective is modifying. Temporary what? Well, if we have a look at the stem word, we can see that the stem word is employ. So clearly we're not talking about people, we're talking rather about a state or a thing, so therefore the noun is employment. Question 22, two clues that give us our answer. First of all, the obvious one. We've got an article before the gap, but we don't have the noun to which that article refers. Secondly, after the gap, we are talking about plural restaurants, which means that we need a plural noun in this particular case. And not only a plural noun, but a plural personal noun, because we're talking about humans after all. So the answer here is managers. For question 23, we've got an article there, but we have the noun after the gap, which is attitude. What comes before the noun and after the article are adjectives, and we can see one already, rude, and now we have to put in the second adjective. Now, there are two types of adjectives two forms of adjectives that we can choose from. We can either say pleasant or we can say unpleasant. Given the context with which we're presented with, it's clear that it's going to be unpleasant. 24. What do we need here? Well, there were very few what about the food. The quantifier, few, quantifies a noun of some kind. A few people, a few apples, a few whatever it might be. It's the clue that we need a noun here. Also, there's a clue that it has to be plural, because very few cannot refer to a singular. So given that we need a plural noun, if we have a look at the stem word, we can quickly see that the answer must be complaints.